Rhythm and blues, a crazy Southern wedding, and your dreams up in flames. We're burning things down to the ground tonight on Front Row Center, and it starts right now.
Hi, I'm Portia McLaurin.
And I'm Honey Love.
Hey, honey.
What's up?
What happens when you put 5 uniquely different women together in the same room?
How about you took those uniquely different women and put them in the same dress?
One word, chaos.
Right? The Nevada Conservatory Theater at UNLV presents 5 women wearing the same dress. Written in the early 90s by Alan Ball, the comedy is set in Knoxville, Tennessee. 5 identically clad bridesmaids find refuge from the wedding reception in the bedroom of the bride's sister, Meredith, a sarcastic pot-smoking rebel played by Rachel Gilliard. Confessions, truth, and self-realization ensues with each bridesmaid throughout the play.
The biggest acting job, I think, is not to complain and play the victim of anything. So, because there's a lot of talking about men, and men in particular.
He's probably slept with 1,000 women.
I want it to be more discovery rather than complaining about what is or what isn't.
Every character has a unique individual personality, from the groom's openly gay and clumsy sister Mindy, played by Samantha Murphy, to the ugly sidekick and former BFF to the bride Georgianne, played by Jennifer Johnson, and the naive and religious cousin of the bride Frances, played by Teresa Moriarty.
I don't smoke. I'm a Christian.
Each one of these girls is very, very much the character, so I lucked out in that way.
This perfectly cast ensemble made 5 women wearing the same dress not only believable but realistic. Taking the crew 2 days to stencil the lace pattern onto the floor and construct furniture from scratch, the lavish set looked like something right out of Barbie's dream house.
It just needed to look as luxurious as possible and really emulate this really nice bedroom. The main character, Meredith, it was a little bit of a stretch. It wasn't really where she wanted to live, which is why we contrasted it with the Malcolm X poster on the wall.
She carried it off pretty well.
Jasmine Matthews, who plays Trisha, the beautiful and promiscuous former friend of the bride, has her own real-life bridesmaid dress disaster story.
She decided to make her colors Tiffany blue and Dookie brown. So we had to wear some really ugly brown dresses.
Whether or not you've been a bride or a bridesmaid, 5 women wearing the same dress will surely make you laugh, sympathize, empower, and relate. For Front Row Center, I'm Honey Love.
Thanks, honey. I'm here with State Senator Aaron Ford, who is going to talk to us about the Nevada Film Incentive Bill. This bill proposes a cinema tax incentive that would bring more productions to Nevada. So you're Las Vegas's #1 advocate in reference to film and television. Please give us a little bit of insight on this bill.
Well, thank you first, Portia. Let me thank you for having me on the show. It's been a delight to work on this bill. You know, the concept is not new. It's not something that I am the originator of, if you will. But during the campaign season in 2010, or 2012 rather, when I ran, one of the things that we were talking about quite a bit on the campaign trail was the need to diversify Nevada's economy. My district is in southwest Nevada, or in the southwest part of town over here, and I have a lot of vacant land over there. And one of the biggest opportunities that kept presenting itself was the opportunity for a film studio, as an example. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was to advocate the entry, or the re-entry, if you will, of the film production coming out of Hollywood, which had been skipping over Las Vegas and going to all other places throughout the nation. And so it ultimately was an idea of mine to try to increase diversity in our economy and to create jobs here. And I was glad to be the bill sponsor.
Wonderful. And how is it important to our locals that this bill progresses and processes in a way where people are benefiting from it and locals are actually getting jobs or what have you?
Right, right. Well, over the course of about a decade, our film production in this state dropped from about $155 million to about $89 million. And that precipitous decrease was accompanied by dozens of other states, 40 to be exact, by the time we were able to enact our bill, that had enacted film incentives to induce Hollywood to operate outside of Hollywood and go to places like Louisiana, up to Alaska, over to Canada, in fact, over to Georgia. And so Hollywood was flying right over Las Vegas because Las Vegas and Nevada as a state did not have a film incentive bill. And so one of the conversation pieces was the importance of being able to have opportunities for people just like you who operate in the film and television industry and to provide job opportunities, because a lot of the people who are graduating from our institutions of higher education here were required to leave. And we don't want that. We obviously want our best talent to be able to stay right here in Nevada. And so what we did was we crafted a bill that would induce, again, Hollywood to operate here, and then further induce Hollywood to hire local employees to operate on those particular film productions.
Sounds good. Sounds great. Now, with all that said, has there been any at all disagreements?
Sure. This bill, we introduced it, if you will, on the second week, on February 22nd, I believe it was, the second week of session. And it took almost the entirety of the rest of the, in fact, it took the entirety of the rest of the session to get it passed. Introduced on the 22nd, passed at 11:30 p.m. on the evening of the last day of session. And the bill, upon initial introduction, had a lot of different provisions in it that had to be changed, that had to be compromised, that had to be tweaked in order to get as many people on board. We did have some of those who were naysayers about the bill. People don't feel, for example, that we should, as a government, if you will, be picking certain industries over others to be successful here. But those naysayers were hushed by the time the end came around, and we were able to get a compromise bill out, what I call the quintessential example of compromise legislation. It was what I called bipartisan, because we have Democrats and Republicans supporting the bill. It was bipartisan, and bicameral, in the sense that we had the state Senate and the state Assembly supporting the bill. And then it was also, for lack of a better term, bi-industrial. We had not just the unions supporting the bill, but we had the chambers of commerce from both northern and southern Nevada supporting this bill, and we were delighted to be able to get the governor to agree and to sign it.
With that said, we definitely wish for this bill to perspire and aspire those that are not local to come, and those who are local to work harder in their industry or what have you. We're definitely thankful for you, Senator Ford. Up next, dreams went up in flames in downtown Las Vegas. Stick around. Front Row Center will be right back. Hi, and welcome back. An art piece that many contributed to has come to an end, but luckily a big fire meant a big celebration. Nakia Berry tells us more.
Las Vegas, let's burn it down!
March 21st marked the date that the Life Cube project burned down in flames.
It feels like a magnet. Your energy just automatically attaches to it because it's just so much art and creativity and love and acceptance.
I did not think it was going to be this big at all. Oh my gosh, we were driving, we saw the road closed, and all of these people, it's such a great turnout.
The Life Cube project was a 3-story, 24-foot building and a collaborative piece of art that was ever-changing for over a month. As it came to an end, the city gathered around the cube in celebration to watch it burn to the ground.
I'm expecting to see a massive fire with lots of heat. I'm hoping to sweat.
All for the sake of everybody's inspiration and aspiration.
Thousands of people wrote down their wishes and dropped them into the cube, so the burn represents their wishes being released into the universe.
It was magic, huh? Every day I came, I filled out a wish, and then I put it in the cube. When I leave in the evening, my wish has already come true.
This project turned into a social scene where people could hang out every night in a really comfortable, cool space, and it's going to disappear here in a few hours.
Scott Cohen, the creator of the Life Cube, described his feelings after the burn as
heart-wrenched, exhausted. I'm without words.
But others describe the burn as
perfect. Vibrationally, visually, that total copacetic high energy of the crowd, the fact that people respected the rules.
It's been wonderful. I'm going to miss it. I'd come by after work and sit and relax and just get that nice community feeling.
Through the Life Cube project, people realize the strength in unity.
I think the Life Cube is just one piece of kind of out-of-the-box thinking to get people communicating and talking to each other.
This is pulling community together like nothing's pulled community together.
Community doing the art, community helping to build the cube, community supporting the burn.
This is just the start of everything. I think this is really gonna make everybody want to create more of a community in Vegas, a more art-based community, and I think it's gonna turn into something really beautiful.
Reporting for Front Row Center, I'm Nakaya Berry.
Our next guest has overcome the odds and did what doctors say he would never do. Call it fate, call it a miracle, or just call him Mr. Bruce Allen. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well. So you have an incredible story. You were born prematurely and had many complications. Tell everyone what the doctor said to your mother.
Well, the doctor first said that I wasn't supposed to live past the age of 5 and I was going to have multiple defects and whatever. But by the grace of God, I'm here, 21 years old, you know.
Yes.
I, had a complication of talking. I started at 7, then stopped, and started back talking at 9.
Wait, so you didn't start talking until you were 7?
Until I was 7 years old.
Wow, that's amazing. And how did you start talking?
From what my mama says, I was beating up my brother because he took my toy, and I just yelled and just started talking about
And then it just all came out.
It all came.
And what made you start singing?
Well, through my family, we all sing. My mother, my father, my brothers, my grandmother, they all had us listening to gospel, listening to, different artists. Like my personal favorite is Daryl Coley, Tone, Kim Burrell, John P. Key, all of them. And from my experience, I've always mimicked. I can mimic Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Really? Let me hear some of Alvin.
I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to, yeah.
That is amazing. Well, you know what they say, music is the inspiration to the soul.
Yes.
So, with that being said, performing Relax, Mr. Bruce Allen.
You've been working hard all week. Is that what makes you weak? I know you care about those kids. You always wanna give, but that ain't no way to live. Being stressed out and beat down. I'm telling you now, we about to leave town where there's nobody else around. Everybody wanna think about sex, but I just want you to relax, baby. RELAX, baby girl, just sit back, no phone, no text. I bet you're thinking what's coming next. I massage from your feet to your neck, and when I'm done with that, you can hop in your bubble bath. When you ask me why, simply I'll reply, 'cause you deserve it, lady. Hey, you deserve it, lady. You deserve it, lady. 'Cause you're my baby. You deserve it, lady. You deserve it, lady. You deserve it, lady. 'Cause you're my baby. You wanna know what's on my mind? Maybe I just wanna spend some time. It's ticking moments that we should be having and missing, and I ain't seen you smile in a while. So let your head down and clear your thoughts, anything you want. It's already bought, you're thinking what I'm doing is crazy. I do it 'cause you deserve it, lady. Oh, no. Come on, baby. RELAX, baby girl, just sit back. No phone, no text, no. I massage from your feet to your neck, and when I'm done with that, you can hop in your bubble bath. When you ask me why, simply I reply, 'cause you deserve it. You deserve it. Hey, 'cause you're mine. Whoa. No. Hey. I I hope you like your stay so far. I know life must be hard being apart, 'cause you are beautiful in every way. There is nothing more I can say, 'cause you got me speechless, 'cause you're priceless, and for that I want you to relax, baby. Everybody wanna think about sex, but I just want you to relax, baby. RELAX, baby girl, just sit back, no phone, no text. I bet you're thinking what's coming next, girl. I'll massage from your feet to your neck, and when I'm done with that, you can hop up in this bubble bath, baby. When you asking me why, simply I'ma reply, 'cause you deserve it. You deserve it, yeah. You deserve it. Hey, 'cause you're my baby. You deserve it. No, you deserve it, baby. 'Cause no. Everybody wanna talk about sex, but I just want you to relax, baby. RELAX, baby girl, just sit back and relax.
All right, good job. That was amazing. You sure can sing. Talk about relax. You know what? I need a massage right now. I'm a little tense. You can see Mr. Bruce Allen opening for Kim at the Las Vegas Jazz Festival on April 25th. You can also find him on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Bruce Allen. After the break, they feasted, danced, and sang in a first-time ever Persian celebration at UNLV. No, it wasn't the Kardashians. Find out who when Front Row Center continues.
My team depends on me. And my team is 50,000 strong. This is what it feels like to be part of a team. A winning team. The Action Team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
When doctors told me I would never walk again, somehow I knew I would. Whether you need support in a tragedy or just to make it through a bad day, prayer can make a difference. America, let's come together by believing with each other.
Hi, and welcome back. With the Chinese New Year holding its own massive celebrations, it was about time that the Persian New Year had its own taste of fame. Rosalie Spear has the story.
With the first day of spring comes the beginning of a new year for Persians. Nowruz, or New Day, was celebrated at UNLV for the first time.
It was awesome for the first time.
Seeing a live band and Persian music being played at UNLV was very fun and interesting.
It was really exciting, something new, and I like the dance, the singing.
This is very nice to be here, to support each other and make something different.
Besides serving Middle Eastern foods like baklava and dolma, there was live music, singing, and dancing that fused together American and Persian culture.
It wasn't really the typical Persian New Year celebration. We live in this country, so it's good to blend the cultures. I want to involve everybody. Persian includes Iran, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan, and American includes everybody, me and you.
I thought the event was fantastic. There was a lot of different cultural things I didn't know about the Persian culture, and it was a good time to learn and to experience something different. I had a great time. It's something that I'd do again.
Most guests said that their favorite moment of the celebration was when everyone rushed the stage to dance.
It wasn't in our program, actually, and it just was a surprise. They asked me, and I just played that.
My favorite moment was the last song, I guess, where it's kind of an impromptu dance with the entire audience. That was fun.
When they did that, and when I was like, yeah, come up the stage and dance, I was like, yeah, they can dance here. So it was like really awesome. I loved it. It's going to happen again.
Divan Begi hopes to hold a Persian New Year celebration next year. She plans on continuing to donate the proceeds to Shade Tree or Catholic charities. For Front Row Center, I'm Rosalie Spear.
You can hear her smooth voice all over the airwaves at KUNV 91.5, The Source, the only jazz station in Las Vegas. Please welcome to the show our next guest, Kim Lindsey.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, honey, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
So you've been in the industry for almost 25 years.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a long time. How
It's a
did you
long
get your start?
Thank you for asking. And yes, it's a long time. Time passes quickly. And I actually started at 91.5 on accident. Faith leads you to your destiny, if you will. And I went for a job, an interview for sports phone. Back in the day, sports phones were the thing, you know, for betters. And I went to this interview, and the owner, I didn't get the job, but he said, my friend is the GM at KUNV, the university station. I'm a graduate of Columbia School of Broadcasting. He saw it on my application. So he said, why don't you go and talk to him, you know? And I did. I went through a quick 4-week training, and then I did an audition tape, and they put me on the air.
And the rest is
history.
And you're, by the way, happy early anniversary because your 25 years is coming up in May.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now, and you also like have children. You raised them in the radio industry. What was it like for them?
Well, this was when the station was still located in the former student union, so we were on the 3rd floor. And downstairs there were arcades, and they would sit around. They would either watch me or maybe play in the arcades. I would do my air shift, check on them, make sure everything's okay. But they watched me through this process. And when you work for public radio, such as college radio, it's a different dynamic. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's almost it's a hobby versus and also a passion. So my children, my family supported me throughout that, but the kids loved it. And then after a while, it was like, yo, my mom's on the radio.
It was nothing to them.
No big thing. Yeah.
And you were inducted into the Nevada Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
Yes.
After 20 years, what was that like, finally getting that recognition?
It was a great honor. It was a great honor. You don't think about the time, it just passes. But when the 20th year came, it's like, wow, it's been 20 years. And I'm able to be inducted. And some of my peers had been inducted. So it was just like, wow, it's my turn. And again, a great honor to be the class of 2009.
Wow. What else does Kim Lindsey have in store in her life besides radio?
Thank you for asking. I'm an entrepreneur by heart, so some side projects, web hosting and development, but primarily this is my passion, this is my job. I love what I do. I am blessed to have this job as music director and assistant operations manager as well as on air. So right now this is it for me until I wouldn't mind teaching some form of radio. I think that would be beneficial to understand
it would.
The fundamentals.
It would. I think you have a lot to offer, and a lot of students can learn from you.
Thank you.
So, will Kim Lindsey ever retire?
Great question, honey. And I'm not sure. I'm not looking no time soon, but eventually. You know, they say stop while you're up, and so I will monitor where I'm going and how well I'm doing. As long as I'm performing and everything is good, and the listeners are happy and the station's happy, I'm gonna stick around a while.
Well, great. We hope to hear you forever and ever and ever on the airwaves. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, you know I've got the hookup. Stick with us. I have the calendar of events coming right up.
We had been called up for the first time. Wildfires were getting close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
You know what time it is. Time now for our upcoming events. Beginning April 9th, the play 5 Women Wearing the Same Dress will be shown in the Black Box Theater. The play will run through April 12th. On Friday, April 11th, the renowned TEDx Talks will be coming to UNLV. Switched On TEDx UNLV will be streaming live at a viewing party in the Student Union Ballroom. Attendees will get to immerse themselves in a virtual community, but with real-life coffee and street vendors. Also starting April 11th, the Metcalf Gallery in the Richard Tam Alumni Center will be showing Curious Moments, a gallery by UNLV graduate Stuart Freshwater. The art on display will be mainly charcoal and graphite drawings. The gallery will be there until April 25th. The 40th anniversary of UNLVino will be coming to UNLV on April 11th through April 12th. If you want to contribute to scholarship funds for the College of Hotel Administration while tasting some fine wine and dinner, then you won't want to miss this event. Do culture, diversity, and the environment interest you? Then come on out for the Festival of Communities and Greenfest on Saturday, April 12th. There will be many performances and food, and admission is free. So come on out and get your grub on. If you love classical music, UNLV's Chamber Orchestra will be performing at the Lee and Thomas Bean Music Center on April 15th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. UNLV will also be holding the Symphonic Winds concert on April 17th in the Artemis Ham Concert Hall. Performers in the Symphonic Winds are all UNLV students. Tickets for this event can be purchased at the UNLV Performing Arts Center box office. Well, that's our list of upcoming events. That's all we have for you.
I hope to see you all at 5. Women wearing the same dress. Y'all know how I love romantic comedies.
Yeah, Portia, we know you wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, what can I say? You've got that right. Next time we've got crazy stunts, celebrities, and live music. You won't want to miss it.
And as always, from the entertainment capital of the world, it's Vegas, baby, and it's all right here on Front Row Center.
Good night.
Bye.